everybody, it's Monica again from Parachute Treasures, and hopefully we're going to get this done in this video. You never know, my door could knock. I'm going to try to do this all in one shot, okay, so I don't have to edit anything, because editing is not my forte, okay. Here's the pieces that I want you to pull out next for this project. We're going to be working on the top inside cubby where we're going to be putting our drawers. Okay, so we're going to get the top shelf out. We are going to get the top left cubby. We're going to get the top right cubby. And we're going to get out the front flap. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to put this away. Hold on. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to use the same paper on this box as I did for the original box. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what we're up to here. So this is the original box. I'm laying it on its back so you guys can see it, okay? This is the shelf, and this is the back part, the back wall, okay? So if you guys want to use a different piece for that section, that's fine. Carry on with your bad selves and go right ahead and do that. Be adventurous. Okay. So this piece here, front flap, this is going to be covered in the blue. I'm going to set that aside before I accidentally cover that. So I'm going to take my top shelf. I'm going to use the same paper. And what I did is I decided that I wanted this piece to go on the back as well. Okay, but I want, let's see, you want to save enough to cover the back, and I'm going to give you the measurements because without the shelf, this way you'll know. Where's my ruler? Oh darn, I don't have my ruler. How does that happen? Oh well. Somebody's been in my room. Okay, this is my sewing room as well, by the way. So, yeah, guess what I have? Oh, look at that. I have a sewing ruler. Okay. So, I'm going to take this piece here. I'm going to measure the top approximately. So, inside here is 6. You want it to stick down inside a little bit, too. Or not. It's up to you. So, from the top of the shelf here, okay, to the top of this piece of paper here, I put it on the over top of this construction strip. It is 6 3/8. Okay, so I've decided that I want to match it up. Okay, so I'm going to do approximately what I did before. As long as I have 6 3/8 here left, you can mark out 6 3/8 from the top line here down, and then you will know you need at least that much to cover. All right, so if you mark out your 6 3/8, let's say it's here, you know that this top shelf cannot be past your pencil line, okay, when you stick it down. So I'm going to put mine, let's mark it out so I can show you what I'm talking about. And I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Call me crazy. I think my other ruler's downstairs. So 6 3/8 is here from this top line. I'm going to place this no farther than here. Okay? And I want this whole string envelope to be on my shelf. So I'm just going to kind of I'm going to put it like that. And then I can match it up. So, that being out of the way now, I can take my pencil, and I'm just going to put a little tick mark here. Actually, I like it here. I'm going to do it on the other one. Oh, I had that kind of on the wall-ish. Okay, I can do that too. Those letters. There we go. So I'm going to do it here. Okay. And I'm going to just flick it around here like this. And I'm going to mark my paper on the other side. It's just easier. I know it seems complicated, but that's just the way I do it. Sorry. So that's where I want it. You can also use this side. It's kind of pretty. And you can have that on the top shelf. Right? Because a pair of glasses sitting there. What do you think? Let's do that instead. What do you think? We can have that on the back. I'm going to do it that way. Why not? Showed you guys how to do that anyway. So, our glitter glue. And I'm going to glue down. Oops. And there. So, I'm going to do this. Like that. Okay, and I'm just lining this edge up with my paper so that I know I'm kind of square in there. Same way we've been doing it all along. And I'm going to cut it off. Oops, there goes the glossy accents. Going to ink this edge in here, and in the back, because I don't have a construction strip back here, and I kind of want it to blend in a little bit. Back, take away that super bright edge. Okay, and I am going to have a construction strip on this side, so I don't have to ink that side. Okay. I did a little bit. Look at the other one here. Hold on. Now, I'm going to get out my marker because I don't need to ink here, okay, on the front of it, because there is going to be a construction strip. But when you open this, when you open the top flap up, you're going to see this edge. So, ink this edge, okay? And again, I'm just using a permanent marker here. That's that. Okay. Then what I want you to do, set that up there, and I want you to get your sides. Now, in the original box, okay, I did not cover the inside with paper. You can, you can't, it's up to you. You're going to have drawers in there, right? So if you're not going to have drawers in there, now would be a good time. Okay. It's optional completely. And what I'm going to do is, for the inside of this, I'm going to cover it so that you guys, in case you decide not to cover it, you're going to see how you are able to adjust this to suit whether or not you want that paper or not. But I'm going to use this because I had this left over, right? So I'm basically going to cover both of these pieces because you're going to see them on the inside, right? So, keep them straight. this from this side. So I don't mess around. And I have to do opposites. So I have to flip this over. Okay. One's for the right side and one is for the left side. So you want to have opposites. And then trim it off. So that's that piece. Drop it up the middle here. Take out the excess. It's time for a new blade. That's what I'm thinking. So this is the right side of your cubby and this is the left side. Alright. You can ink the edges, because you're going to see this edge, or again you can use your permanent marker, completely up to you, but you are going to see this edge when you open the door for the top cubby. So I'm just inking that up. Sorry for the obnoxious sound. I know this mic is really awesome. So you guys are probably hearing all my dabby dabs. Okay. Right side, left side, top part. Okay. I want you to take two. Now, again, I am not covering the inside top. Can't be bugged. Not wasting pretty paper on that. Because again, I have a drawer. If you want to put paper in there, that's perfectly fine. There's lots of paper left in it. You can cover the whole inside with paper if you want. Alright? That's completely up to you. You have extra paper in the kit, so you're good. Now, I'm going to take a construction strip. I'm going to turn it back this way on itself. Okay? And I'm going to... Now, this is going to be the front. So this is obviously going to be the back, but we want this to be, so just take it where it's facing you the right way and flip it over, and you're going to put the construction strip on here. Wow, pins everywhere. Okay, and this is going to be on the inside of the back. Okay, so keep that in mind. Sorry, I'm just peeling off my score tape here. Like this. Okay, burnish it down. And then I want you to get another construction strip. And I want you to put one here and one here. So I'm just going to trim it off. That's sticking out. I know I try so hard so you guys can see it, but then I can't see it. Oops. Okay. There's one. I'm just going to double this up. And cut another. Do that. Oops. Okay. I'm going to need a little more room here for this. I actually should have put them on here. Gee, good thing you guys are watching, right? Instead of doing. Yeah, I have to put them on here. Because I have to set this on top of that. So let's see if I can't burnish this back a little more and get a 1/16 of an inch out of that. Because a 1/16 of an inch is the size of the chipboard. I think I'm okay there. Oh yeah. So, see how I can see my chipboard underneath there now? I have a 1/16 of an inch. Yay, recovery. Okay, so this here are going like this. You will notice that there is this is going to be poking out a bit more. Okay, so the front part is going to be sticking out. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do this side. Okay, now you'll notice construction strip is in the back. Okay, and that's the side. That's normally this wouldn't be here, but I goofed. Okay, so you want this back piece of your left side to be pushed up against the back piece of this before you stick it down. Okay, so I'm going to just peel this off, and I'm folding in my construction strip so I have a stopper, and then I know where the back is. Okay, and then I'm just going to burnish it on there, tip it up, burnish, and this piece here, because I goofed, I'm just going to hold it down, and I'm going to set it like this, and just make sure that I have enough, and I do. Okay, and because I burnished it back and some of the score tape's there, I'm just going to run a little bead of glue on here. Okay, there. And I'm going to do that. Again, I'm just folding this in and so I can use it as a stopper so I know where the back is. I'm going to do that. Push this down. And I'm going to just trim this little piece off here, because it wouldn't have been there except for I goofed it up. Okay. I'm just going to push that glue around. Oops. Pushing the glue around. There you go. Burnish it down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take garbage, put it away. I'm going to take this, my box. Okay, so this is the top of my box. And I'm going to dry fit it first because that's what I do. Okay, and I am going to just fit this in here and make sure it's all fitting nicey nice. Okay, so I'm going to lie it down so you guys can see. That's where that's going. Okay, now if you want to cover the inside of your box, I would recommend highly that you do it now. Okay, I'm going to just, I might cover the inside bottom. We'll see. I'm just putting drawers in there, so like I said, that's why I didn't. But you guys got the gist. If you want to do the inside bottom piece, it's the same measurements as this top shelf plus 1 inch. Okay, just so you know, that's what piece will fit in here. Alright. So I'm very happy with that. I am going to pull it back out. And I'm going to take the score tape off the back. Okay, I'm actually going to lie it down so you guys can see this. Okay, I'm going to take the score tape off the back of this. Maybe. Okay. I'm going to pull it back, and I'm kind of going to just bend it so it doesn't stick prematurely. Right? I don't want it to do that. And I'm going to make sure that both these ends are against the bottom, and then I'm going to slide it in like that. Okay? And you don't want it to stick like I just did. Right? Now I can't see, but oh, I guess I can in the camera, right? And then hold that piece down in there. Hold that piece down, and then I am going to burnish this down. So I'm just going to push down on it for now, and then I'm going to burnish it. You can even push this back a little, not too far though, just to give it a good burnish, right? Then you pop back in. Okay. Also, what I'm going to do now, because I'm not going to cover the bottom, I've decided against it because I'm doing drawers, right? So I am going to glue both of these sides onto the inside wall here. And I'm just going to run a bead of glue, I hope you guys can see this, along the one edge here. And I can cover the rest a little bit. You just want to make sure you have the edge covered, okay? And I'm going to slide that in like that. Okay, make sure it's sticking there real good. And I'm going to do the same on this side. No, you guys can't see this, sorry. And actually, I'm going to tip this up before my glue dries so I can see it. There we go. And I'm just pinching it on there until the glue dries. Okay. So, we've got our top drawer in, or sorry, top shelf in. I've decided for the flap, I'm going to use the same blue paper on the outside because it's all so pretty. And I just put this little clock in the corner. Alright? And then on the back side of it, I put the letters so that when you flip it up, okay, onto the shelf, there'll be little letters sitting on the shelf. Okay? So like that. So what we have to do is ink, let me see, to ink this edge because I'm not going to be putting construction strips, so I'm inking the edge of this paper. I'm going to pick it up off the table so you guys don't have to put this away. Now, oops, there it goes. It's leaving, going to the abyss again. Okay, dry fit. Take this, make sure it fits, okay? Like that. And what we are going to do is we are going to put, whoops, a construction strip along the top edge of this, okay? And we are going to connect a construction strip onto the back of this so that when we flip it up, it's got some give, like that, okay? So firstly, I am going to get just a plain piece of paper. I'm wondering if we can do this all in. I don't think we can. Because this has to go on the inside and then it has to go on the outside. Okay. I'm still going to use one of my construction strips. I'm going to cut it that long. Alright. And then, let's see, because you need to have it on the other side, okay? Because you want it to be able to flip up. You don't want to put it on, you can put it right on the outside if you want, I mean, I didn't do it for the original box, but you can most certainly do that because it's going to flip up and over. Okay? So, like this. Up and over. Alright? So, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Now. Struggling. It was a long day of work today, let me tell you. Okay, day job, that is, work. So I'm going to stick this onto this piece first. Okay, I'm lining up the edges and I'm sticking it down. And then I'm going to burnish it. Okay. And one more dry fit like this. Don't stick it in yet though. Okay. And make sure, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over this way and show you what I mean. So you want to make sure that you can just stick that right to the edge here. Like this. Okay. Like that. And then you're going to want it to close. So, do you understand? And we're going to glue this in too, because you'll see why. The force of it, so you're not lining up this edge of the chipboard that you covered with paper. You're lining up the edge of the construction strip. You want to make sure, so if you got some overhang going on, you just want to make sure that you're lining it up with the edge of the bottom when you stick it in, okay? I'm probably going to forget to tell you that, so yeah. But firstly, before we stick anything on, I need my handle again. And it's gone. There it is. Okay, so this one matches the other handle that I had. And what I'm going to do is, you don't want this in the exact same spot, because when you close this box down, they're going to hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the middle of this, okay? So I'm just going to stick it in here so they're lined up, and I'm going to eyeball it. You can go ahead and use a ruler, whatever you like. And I'm just going to hold it there. Okay, like that. It's lined up. I can see that they're lined up. I know it looks a little wonky, but it's the camera angle, right? And I'm just going to put this here. Okay. And I'm going to get my knife. And I'm going to cut two little slits here. Right through the back side. Now, I did not cover the brad, because I find when you cover the brads, the glue does, unless you want to really slather it with glue, that's fine too. You can cover the paper later. I would rather put a small circle like we did with this, okay? I would rather put a small circle on here because it's better for your paper. It doesn't buckle the paper when you do it this way, okay? That's why I do it. So you guys can go ahead, you can put it, I mean, hopefully you watch the video before you make it, right? And if you want to, you can put it underneath the paper. And for a lot of my projects, I actually, when I do magnets, I embed them in the chipboard before I put the paper on, for just such a reason, because I don't like it when the paper sticks out. I'm just using my scissors. I've already used my blade. And I'm just going to use my scissors. Oh, I'm tired. Okay, I'm going to make sure it went through all the way here. On the other side. And then, I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it in there. As soon as I fix this brad. Okay. Go. Push it down. That. Spread it in the back. Especially you got all this paper business going on. You can't even hardly see that. I can cover it later. I'm not too worried about it. Again, you want to put it underneath the paper. Put the brad on before that. Alright? I'm just trying to save some time here because winter's coming. Just saying. This is the third time I've made this box. And quite frankly, kind of had enough. Now I have to get this off. Oh my gosh, it's throwing a fit on me here. Alright, there's 1, 2. Alright. When we set this on top of here, I don't want you to push hard if you're doing it this way. Alright? But I want you to know that this is the better way to do it, because the door right now, if I can stop sticking this to myself, the door is closed. And that's more important than it opening, because the way we've put this, we know it's going to open regardless. Okay, so I'm going to just lightly, in the corner here, push down, okay? And we don't want to collapse the box. Okay, so because I have those braces in the corners, right? The right side and the left side of the cubby are in there. That gives me a little bit of stability, okay? So don't push down in the middle of this box. So don't push down to burnish this. Then I'm going to open it up, and because I've already folded it the right way, okay, and do it that way. Okay, so now I'm going to put it back so you can see. Okay, and you'll see that the chipboard is lining up with the other chipboard. The construction strip is sticking out. That's okay, because you already know it's going to fit properly, right? And I'm just squeezing it to burnish it, okay? So I'm going to take this and flip it back around. And it fits, okay? So that fits in there. So that is your shelf done. Poof, found another piece. Okay. So I'm going to take that piece and I'm going to cover these sides. Alright. If you want to, you can, oopsie. There. Oh, it's sitting there nicey nice. I'm just going to do this. Oops. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to mark the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to go halfway across the construction strip. And I'm going to mark it here. Halfway. I'm going to trim this off. Now I can find my mark. There it is. Now I'm going to do both sides. Okay, so that's why I used that much. Now, take my box back over here. I have to lie it on its back so you guys can see what I'm doing. So that was the bottom pencil mark I put here, which is right here, which I'm going to mark a little better so I'm not struggling in a minute or two here. Okay, so that's my pencil mark. I set it in here. Now, because I've already trimmed this piece, I can just put a pencil mark right here. Okay. And I'm going to trim that off. I'm going to make it twice. Okay, so I'm going to go from this pencil mark, from the tip of this pencil mark to the tip of this pencil mark. That. Okay. I'm going to make sure it fits. I'm just going to hold it up here. Yes, it fits. I'm going to ink the edges. Actually, first I'm going to cut one more, but it has to go opposite. Okay, so it has to go this way. So don't mess it up. Okay, so you can go like this and flip it over and trim it. Do that now before I forget. I'm just holding this up here against the other one. It's just, life is easier. Saves measuring. All that jazz. Okay. And I'm going to ink both the edges and the back. I think it just makes it look nice. Plus we have black construction strips. So not only are you taking that stark white edge off of it, I love inking. I don't know why. I just think it makes it look that much better. Or if you've been cutting chipboard with that blade and you forgot to swap it out and it's shredding your paper, pretty much like I just did, it just covers that. Nicey nice. Cover. Yes. Okay. Now I am going to glue these to the inside sides. So in here. Okay, and I'll be doing that right now. And I'll be right back. Okay, I've done that. You guys did not need to see me doing that, I'm sure. Now I'm going to finish off the back. Okay. I am going to use this pretty paper. This stuff right here. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to, now with this one here, I'm going to make sure that it's going to slide under there ever so slightly, and it will. So I'm just going to push the corner down in there. In behind here, and then I'm going to put my pencil mark right where the other piece of paper is, so it looks nice and even. Okay, I'm going to give this trim. Lost my pencil mark in 2.8 seconds flat. Yep. God, I knew the day I had today. Whew, it was a rough one. Okay, so I have this. Now I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to do it this way. Obviously, I'm not going to put it in this way, but it's this, that's the measurement I need to go across, right? So right to there. Okay, I'm going to trim this off. And yeah. Lost the pencil mark. Telling you, it was quite the day. And there. I can totally see that now. Okay. Side. And then this is going to fit into here. Okay, I'm going to ink it. Okay, right now. I'm going to show you guys one more thing before we finish off this. Oopsie. Bend it. that is inked. And what I'm going to do is take my handy dandy marker and I am going to run this down in here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright. Because if you did not cut that right, you don't have to worry about it now. You can even run along the bottom edge here if you want to. I don't have to because I stuck mine down in and I already know it fits. So, see what I mean? Darkness. Black, the masker of all bad things. Okay. Alright. Ooh, see? You can use that side too if you want to. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be a rebel. Once again, oops. Take this goober off of here first, and I'm gonna glue it down that way. Because I can. Okay. Make sure then mine slides down underneath in the back there a little bit, so I just want to make sure or stick her down that it's doing what it's supposed to. Even straight. Look at that. Wow. Almost like I knew what I was doing. Okay. Because I waited too long and the glue dried, I'm just going to make sure the top is kind of the important part. So I just stuck some more glue in there. And I'm going to burnish that around. Okay. Okay, and that's that. So the insides are done, the back is done. I think that's quite cute. Okay, now I want you guys, I'm going to do the drawers in another video, just because I think people might have to go back and look at that later. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you what to do with these braces, outside braces. Okay? And you should have that one's off. Okay, so you're gonna need 8 of the outside braces. Okay, and you're also going to need 4 of these, which I don't have. I had it. Gone forever. Okay, so I'm just going to cut another one out of one of these extra pieces. Okay. That. Okay. Okay. I had to clear my desk off, people. Way too much stuff on my desk. Okay. Next thing, what we're going to do is take our strips that we made, okay, your outside braces, birds chirping, okay, and we're going to take all 8 of them, and we're also going to take these pieces here. And what I want you to do, I'm going to use this paper, I'm going to flip it over, and I am going to glue, okay, each one of these pieces to the paper. Make sure that's working well. Okay, so I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. And I'm just going to do one to show you guys. And then I can just fast forward through that. So, like that. And do that for all 8 and just stack it up right up the page. Okay, so I've done all 8 of my outside braces, and I've also done the 4 pieces that we also need to do. I just left one to show you what I did here. I just used my corner chopper, and I used the 1/4 inch side, and I just rounded off the corners. Now you don't have to do this if you don't have a crocodile, that's fine too. Okay, you can even just cut it square off if you want something a little fancy. I like the way it looks, so that's what I did for all 4 of these. And now I am going to ink my edges. Okay. And I'm going to do this for all of my braces and for these 4 pieces. So I've done all of these pieces, and what I want you to do is, you're going to see the back side of these, so I am going to cover them with the leftover paper. If you have used directional paper for your outside braces, be sure and go in the same direction. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the other side, okay, because you are going to see them. So I can do that right now. Okay, so on my last one. Now I just want to let you guys know the reason I covered it after the fact. I find that with this crocodile, if you go through the chipboard in 2 layers of paper, it's a little much. So I basically do one side first, and then I do it again. I thought I better explain that. You guys would think I was crazy. So yeah, and then I just ink lightly on the other side here. Okay. Did that for all 4. I already did these ones. You guys don't really want to watch me doing that, I'm sure. It's not like that long National Scrapbook Day thing, which was fun. But I think I'm going to have to run and get a new sponge too. It's disintegrating before my eyes. Yes, it is. Oh yeah, definitely going to have to get another one. Blowing them up. There we go. Okay. Gotta go get a new sponge. And for these, I'll show you the original box. Basically, here's where we're at now. I'm going to put brads in. Okay. In these right now. I'm also going to show you first how to make the wraparounds here. Okay, so I've punched my holes in here. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to take black cardstock, and I'm going to cut 8 1-inch by 3-inch pieces. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but on the original box, this is what I did. I used my corner punch, and I did all 8 of the pieces. Oops, messed that one up a little bit. It's okay though. And I'm going to do all 8 of these pieces. Okay, so I now have all of my corners punched. Alright, and what I am going to do is I have a quilting ruler. I'm going to get a white piece of paper so you guys can see. Even the blue piece here, I'm going to put it in behind so you guys can see what I'm doing. I am going to take this quilting ruler and I'm going to put it at 3/8 of an inch on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to mark 3/8 of an inch this way. I'm just going to put a pencil mark here. Okay, so 3/8 of an inch in from both sides. Alright, I'm going to flip it over so I don't see that now. So I'm just letting you guys know where I'm at here. 3/8 of an inch is right here, and I'm going to drop it down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark in. Now I have sticky, it's not sticky, I have a no slip stuff on the back of my ruler, so sometimes it doesn't cooperate, sometimes it does. Okay, so I'm going to mark 3/8 of an inch in, and then I'm going to mark 1/2 of an inch up. Actually, that might be a little much. I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch for this one. I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch in on both sides, and I'm going to go 1/2 of an inch up, and I'm just going to put a pencil mark there. I'm going to do the same from this side, 1/2 of an inch in from the end, and then I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing. So 1/4 of an inch in. So fold it under, that's why. So 1/4 of an inch. And then 1/2 an inch in this way. Oopsie. Ooh, I moved it again. Okay, and once you do one, that can be your template for the rest. Alright. So there we go. So then what I'm going to do, I have a punch. You can use a brad setting tool, a pokey tool, any kind of tool you want. Now I might have to go to the camera here for a second so that I can see this. Let me do one like that. Then I'll stand up and show you guys, because I can't see the pencil mark I made. Obviously didn't make it big enough. There it is. And like I said, once you get one done, one of these pieces, you can use it as a template for the rest. That's what I'm going to do. And there we have it. So what I'm going to do is finish off the rest of these. You can either put a pencil mark and do it the same, or you can line them all up. I'm going to put a pencil mark, and I'm going to do a few at a time here and get it done. Okay, so I've done all 8, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just press these ends together and give it a fold. And I'm going to do that for all 8 right now. Okay, you don't have to really burnish it because it's going to be sitting like this, okay, on the corner. So I'm just going to do the rest of these really quick. And again, you can burnish them if you want, completely up to you. Now, I'm going to take these 4 pieces, and I'm going to put my brads in the holes. Okay, I'm going to open it up and set it in good. And you're going to be gluing these on, so you don't have to worry too much about score tape or anything like that. But what I do want you to do is make sure you get them really flat, okay? So again, use a brad setting tool, or just take your bone folder, whatever you have, and make sure that these brads are set really flat, because you're going to be gluing this onto the outside braces. Okay, so I'm going to do these, and then also what I want you to do is these. Okay, so put brads in all of these holes and open them up. Okay, and like that. And again, they're going to be glued down to your outside braces, so make sure you just set them really flat. Okay, so do that for all of the holes you just punched. Okay, I am done all of this, and I'm sure you guys are too, and you're like, wow, that was time consuming, but it's well worth it in the end, because it looks awesome when you do it like that. Okay, what we're going to do now is we are going to take our ruler and we're going to lay it down, okay, on the side of the trunk. And you can mark it however you want. If you want it to be square, line it up here, use your ruler, do what you got to do. I'm going to put a mark at 4, and I'm going to put a mark at 8. Okay, and then I'm going to just slide it over and do the same thing. 4 and 8, and that's from the bottom side. Okay, Then what I'm going to do is I am going to lay this down on top of the side, and I'm going to line up my pencil marks here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is get my pencil, and I'm going to put a mark across here. Now you can use your ruler, you can use another strip. What you want to do is line it up with the black edge here and just put a pencil mark in like that. So that's one of your strips. And then what you want to do is take the other strip and line up your pencil marks. Okay, and do the same thing. So I'm just basically, you can use your ruler too if you like, and just running a line across here. Okay, so like that. You are going to cut along this line. I'm just going to use my scissors right now. Alright, pull my box up for a second. Cut across this line. Now, I want to make sure I keep these on the right side, okay? Because what we're going to do, we're just going to cut along those lines, those pencil lines, like that. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep those lined up and these lined up. I'm going to take two more, I'm going to flip them upside down and back to back, and I'm going to do the exact same cut line because it's the same line on the other side, right? So no point in measuring all of this twice. And don't do what I just did and cut any other piece. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. So this is the back side. I mean back side, but side side that I just laid down. So we've already done this one, and then we're going to do this one the same. So keep them together. Okay, so these go together and these go together. This is for the opposite side, right? So it's actually going to be like this. Alright, so we've done this one already, and then we're going to do this one. Place that back with that, and I'm going to put this over here so I don't mix them up. And then I'm just going to, oh, I got a new foam when you guys weren't looking. And I'm going to ink this edge up, and I'm going to do that for all 8 of these pieces now. It was 4. Okay, and again, I'm going to keep them all together because I don't want to mix them up. Glue the wrong one to the wrong place. Okay, so we're gonna go over here, put this back on here before I mess up my project. Okay, take your box back here. Alright, and I'm gonna close this box. Oopsie, I don't have a magnet on there yet because we haven't done the drawers, so it's tempting to drawers falling out there. Okay. So my box is together. I'm going to line up the edges, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these down, okay? And I'm going to follow, the most important part is this edge here. So you want it to line up with this edge. Don't forget, line them up with your pencil marks, okay? I'm doing 2 right now. Maybe. Pencil mark right there, and again I'm just going to make sure that it's lined up on this edge. You don't want to go over this way too far, okay? Stick that down. I'm going to take my second piece and do the same thing. Pencil mark, it's straight, right? Put that down. I'm going to take these pieces. Now, because you've put this down and you know it's straight, you just basically take this, butt it up against it, and just shuffle it back. Okay. Or you can take another piece like this and make sure it's lined up like that. Okay. And you're going to glue this piece down, and we're going to glue this piece down. I'll do that right now. Then you guys can see how I did it to this side, and then you can flip it over and do the other side. Alright, so this is how I make sure it's lined up. So then you know it's level. Okay. And the bottom piece. That's why I like the art glitter glue, because I can adjust things. Gives me time. If you stick it down with score tape, you're done. That's it. You're done. It's down. Okay, so that's glued down. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so again, marking it at 4 and marking it at 8 from the bottom. Okay, 4, 8. I'm going to just move it over a little bit, make sure it's straight. 4, 8. And then I'm going to glue these down just like I did to the other one. Straight on your pencil mark. Okay, and again, I'm going to use this to line it up. Make sure you push your box together like that. Set it down like that. I'm just holding it for a minute, just letting the glue set. And the last one. Set on this for just a second. Oops, got some glue on there. Oops. Everywhere. Okay, so now because you've done both of your sides, you can line it up with these like this. Okay, and they don't have to go right to the corners because we are going to put these on top of them. Okay, so they do not have to line up as long as they're parallel with the corners. Okay, so you want them to be matching up like that, but they don't have to be right against the sides of the other ones. Okay, so go ahead and do that to the back and the front. Okay, so I have my outside braces around the entire box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to glue them onto each of the corners of the braces. Okay, so I just put a little dabby of glue in here and glue it down. Okay, and make sure you set, like I said, set the brads really good, and you don't have to worry about anything not gluing. Okay, as long as those brads are pushed down all nicey nice, you're good to go. So I'm just gonna do the one and then let you guys have at her. I think I just lifted that up. Ding-a-ling. Okay, so like that. Alright, so it's little details like that that I just love. Makes it look amazing. Okay, so do that for all of your corners now. Okay, so now I'm done putting all of my decorative corners on. Now, I did this purposely so that you guys can see in case it happens to you. So it's not too bad, but some of you might end up gluing it down without your box closing the way it wants to close. So for example, my box is flush here, okay, and you don't want it pushed in like that. So you don't want it to push in like that, right? So I want my box to be flush in the front. Okay, and it doesn't really matter. You're gonna see the sides anyway. That's why I put paper in there. Okay, so even on the original one, I will show you what I mean. Oh boy. Okay. So pieces in here happen. So on the original one, okay, if I can get it together here. So you are going to see on this one here, the way I did the box, it worked out pretty good. But some of you might have this little gap here, okay, which is okay, right? It's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker. Usually it'll be even all the way down from top to bottom. But that being said, this one is pretty darn good, and the measurements that I gave you guys will work out perfectly. They should anyway. Okay, so now I want you guys to see. So if this is the case, all right, and your box has a gap here and a gap here and it's flush here, that's fine, okay? It's not a deal breaker for this box. That's why we put the decorative paper under here, right? But if you glue this down and you're hanging out too far and it's preventing your box from being flush on the front side, just trim this off, okay? So you can get a pair of scissors. I mean, mine's fitting perfectly flush, but I'm just gonna trim it to show you what I mean, okay? You can just trim it like this using a pair of Tim Holtz scissors or a really good pair of scissors. Just give it a little trim. I'm gonna have to ink it again, right? So there's my ink, like that. Alrighty. So mine didn't really need it, but this is like the 10th box. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It's the 4th box I've made. And then you will see, then it will close. Okay, if it's too much here over top of this edge, it's not going to close. So just trim it off, because we are going to take this piece here and we are going to glue it on this side only. Okay, so you're going to make sure your box is flush, and you're just going to glue it like that. Okay, and I'm just marking it like a center thing. Alright, I'm just going like that, and I want you to do that for the 4 sides. So I'm going to show you the first one. Like that. Make sure I got enough glue on there. Don't be shy with the glue. And I'm going to hold it down like that. Okay. I'm going to open it up and show you a little so I can make sure that it's not sticking to this side here. I'm just going to hold it and glue it down. So again, do that for all 4 of these, not up here. So do it on this side, flip the box over, and do the other side. Okay, I'll do the second one just so you understand. Because there's only 4 of these, right? Don't glue them over here. It's not going to work out. Do what it's supposed to do. Closing the box. And I'm gluing it like that. Some glue coming out. I'm going to get it off right now. Okay. Flip over and do the other side. And again, don't be shy with the glue. Okay, so I put all those pieces in, and I want you to see the purpose for these pieces is to hold in your sides. Okay, so it keeps your box nice and snug when you close it. Okay, that's what that purpose is for these. Okay, so it keeps the box from popping out this way. It's pinning it in. Okay, good stuff. All right. So what we're gonna do is, in the next video, which is the last video, I am going to show you the handle. Actually, I can show you the handle right now. Now, everybody's gonna have a different handle in their kit. I know that Tamra sent out different handles for you guys, okay? I sent out different handles. I sent out, oopsie, these handles for the front of the box. And some of you guys have latches, and some of you guys have these. These are in the Accolade kits. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what I did with the, there it is, Glossy Accents with my handle. Now, you have an option with these handles to use the brads, but I'm going to tell you something right now. These brads they're okay. It's just, I find I use the art glitter glue, or sorry, the glossy accents, and this sucker does not come off at all. Zero. But if you want to, okay, because we haven't covered the inside, you can put your brad in. Alright, this one here, I have not, I don't want to punch through this paper. Okay, so you can do this now with your brads. But use the use the glossy accents as well. Okay, because it's just that much more sturdy. Glossy accents will actually hold this on there without the brads. Okay, so make sure the screw is really tight on your handle. If you're using a different handle from Tamara, I believe she ordered the Tim Holtz ones, you can make sure the screws are good on those too, nice and tight. If you're putting those handles on, you can actually punch a hole and put the screw right through. So what I'm doing is I am lining up my handle in the center of this box, okay? And what I want to do is just center it up and down between the brace. Alright? So that is where I'm at now. Right there. Okay? And what I can do this is you can put a pencil mark. Don't push too hard though, because your box isn't completed yet, because we still have to do the drawers. Okay. And then I'm going to put glossy accents on this. And before I do that, actually, I'm going to use these two brads that come with it, and I'm just going to put the brads in, bend them back, and you can actually cut them off if you want to. A good pair of scissors. Alright, and this brad just, did it break? No. Okay, no, that was a little weird. I think it did break. Yes, it's very, very loose, people. Sorry I'm off camera here. Well, again, good reason to use the glossy accents, just saying. And that's a brand new out of the pack brad. Whoa. Okay, I'm just going to use the glossy accents. So I'm getting my ruler back out. So I make sure I'm centered. Into there. Glossy accents on the back of this. Maybe. Holy mollies. Wowzers. Okay. Oh, and if you do that with this pin that you're using for your art glitter glue, make sure you clean it off, or you'll be gluing that inside of your art glitter glue lid. Okay. So, glossy accents. And again, this does not dry clear, so you don't have to overdo it. Put enough on to cover it, but okay. And if it gloops out, you want to get it now. Alright, so there's my center, and I'm just going to put it right there. And I'm going to let it dry. Is that right? Yes, it is. Maybe a little bit this way. There we go. Okay. I can lift this up and give it a little squeeze as well. And I am literally going to let this stop and dry, and then we'll come back for part 4, so watch for it. Okay, and in part 4 we're going to make our drawers. We are going to put either these on. I'm going to show you how to do these. I have a few boxes, so it doesn't really matter, and these are the ones that come with the Accolade kit. Okay, and drawers, and yeah, different things that we can do with that, with the closures, and we're going to use magnets. Okay, I will see you guys soon in part 4, or 5, sorry. Okay, bye.